Hi, I'm going to be recording and an audience member.
According to ABC.com, only 100 people from North Korea defect every year and live to tell the tale. I am an Asian Studies minor and am always fascinated with Korea, and it started with Yeonmi Park. I've been following her freedom story and researching about her life. Today I will tell you about her education, escape, childhood, career, and how her life changed for the better. According to her memoir, In Order to Live, she was born in Haesan, North Korea on October 4th, 1993. Her father was a party member until he started smuggling items such as metals, salt, and sugars, etc. Her mother was a nurse and she had an older sister. They lived a pretty comfortable life at first with a stable money income where they were able to buy bread, rice, meat, and other things that North Koreans couldn't have. They also went to school, but it was very biased as they all were devoted followers to Kim Jong-il. Their education days mainly consisted of being outside of the classroom, collecting things like scraps and picking up weeds to help the country. It was normal for her to see dead bodies along the road as it was due to starvation, dehydration, and public shootings. She opened to talk about this in an interview with Jay Nordlinger. Her uncle pirated the video Titanic, where she said this was the first taste of her freedom and how her country was not like others. However, the family started struggling when her father was sent to a prison camp. She opened up about this in her video with Nordlinger to talk about how the famine came over and they were not able to have any more food incoming into their household. Her mother had to start doing the business, so the girls were left alone for days, weeks, months at a time. They had to go up to the mountain to collect food for them, such as crickets, bugs, or other weeds. And then it went downhill again when her mother was sent to re-education camp as the government got suspicious of them. The girls were left alone again for 6 months. However, once they were all reunited, her father started back at the smuggling business and moved to Pyongyang. Yeonmi Park had an ulcer and it ruptured, so she was sent into the hospital for a while. Her sister, and during that time, heard about an escape and she decided she was going to do it, even without her family, because the next day, as Yeonmi Park and her mother could not travel, she left the family. They were all torn as the father did not want them to leave, but Yeonmi and their mother really wanted to go. It was decided on 2007 that Yeonmi and her mother escaped North Korea. However, it was not paradise like they thought it would be. They were put into human trafficking and were raped by brokers. In China, her mother was sent off to be a wife for a farmer, basically a slave, and Yeonmi Park was kept with her broker and she was raped, violated. And so they came up with a truce as they got married so she could be reconnected with her mother. Once they were connected, they went on a search to find her sister. However, they heard news from North Korea where her father had gotten terribly ill. So they used all their money they could and escaped him back to China. Together, once they were there, it was sad, but her father did end up dying in China. So this pushed Yeonmi and her mother to decide they wanted to get to South Korea. But that journey was not simple. They had to go through Christian missionaries, crawl through a desert, and get to Mongolia, where they were threatened to be sent back and killed. But the South Korean embassy took them in and helped them get to South Korea. They were sent to a resettlement center to help them modernize to the world that they were living in now. Yeonmi Park was tested, and she was only at a second grade level, even though she was 16. It was then she studied really hard and started reading books where she got her middle school diploma and high school diploma. She exceeded everybody's expectations as she went on to Donggu University into law school. She wanted to protect others. And then interviews started flooding in for her. She did her first interview in 2012 with EBS. And then her second, she went on to a show called Now On My Way to Find You, that is a South Korean show ran by North Korean defectors. It was there, she was skeptical at first, but she wanted to find her sister. All was great when her mother got a call and her sister was at the resettlement center and they were finally a family once again. Yeonmi Park decided that she wanted to get herself out there and move to America. In 2014, she went to Columbia University for economics. This is where she started doing TED Talks, speeches in classrooms and to speak about her human rights freedom. In 2015, she released the first memoir, In Order to Live. 2018, she had her first son. And in 2023, she released her new book, While Time Remains. With this, she is now on the Human Rights Foundation board. She is an author, a mother, and she is free. With this, Yeonmi Park has had a rough life, but now she is able to live in America fighting for what is right. She went through a childhood, had the courage to escape, even faced the challenges China gave her, and still made it to South Korea, where she got citizenship and she was finally free. I think for me, this was very eye-opener for the world around us. There are many people who are suffering, but we have freedom and we need to take that. We can't take that for granted. I think we can all be inspired by her story and fight for what is right. Thank you.